If I was swimming, I wouldn't want to be on somebody's media session.
Coach, yesterday you talked about rock bottom. When does a team know it's hit rock bottom? I mean, when things turn around after the fact?
Well, first of all, I think in the big picture, you would say there's probably a lot of teams that would trade places with us, even in this season, right? We're still in a position where we're going to end up, having a chance to control playing in the playoffs and those type of things. And then at that point, whatever happens, happens. But the bottom line is this team would never be or could be the best version of itself, maximize itself, until it really comes together. And those sometimes can happen in small doses, but we just need to do it consistently. And these are the kind of trips where you hope that can, you can start back towards that. But I don't think that this team had any chance of going to where it ultimately wanted to go without facing some adversity. We have not necessarily found ourselves by any means, but I do think that if we do, we'll count that as a good part of the path, though not a very fun one to go through, that's for sure.
Brad, how has your relationship with Kyrie evolved this season?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I try to do is I just try to be consistent with everybody, Tom. And, ultimately, I don't necessarily only spend time, thinking about these guys as, the basketball players with the capes on, right? So, spend a lot more time trying to put ourselves in other shoes and understanding what, all the things that they have to carry. I think Kyrie has, obviously had an incredible year, and he's a 6-time All-Star, and he's an All-Star again, and he was a no-brainer All-Star. I also think that, he has shouldered a heavy load, and there's a lot that comes with that. There's a lot of stress that comes with that, and I think that he would be the first to tell you that this year hasn't gone exactly how he had hoped, but this year's not over. And it's one of those things. We talked for a long time the other day after the Houston game, and you could tell that that was something that had really hit him in that moment. That there's a lot of year left, and these will either be a part of the story that just stays consistent, and you'll be able to write the story now, or these will be blips on the radar, and you'll be like, turned into something really good.
Is there times where it's hard to remember that there is a lot of time left when you do have a stretch like this and things do get kind of down and people get frustrated?
I think it's easy to get back to that. I think you can, these are the times, and again, unfortunately we've had a lot of these, right? But I still think these are the times that test you and stretch you the most. Not only as a team, but also individually to give of yourself to the team. And like I said yesterday, we have not done that at the level we need to all year. And you could see it in the preseason. And hopefully these things remind us how bad we need each other. And the reality is Kyrie was an all-star, but our strength is in our depth, right? So Kyrie can do things that other guys can't do. Those guys all bring certain strengths to the table, but if we're not playing well, all 9 of us, then that's we're not as good as we had hoped to be. So that's where we all have to be, is we all have to be playing well, and we hope to get there. This is a great test tonight, to see if we can get back and play a good 48 minutes, possession by possession, do it in a really mature way. I think that the beautiful part about having to play Golden State is they are going to go on runs, and you are going to have to respond or you will get buried, and that's a good thing for us to have to go through.
That conversation with Kyrie, was that a post-game conversation that you guys had, or?
Yeah, we sat and talked some yesterday, but then on the plane for a long time, but I wouldn't blow that out of proportion. We talk to everybody every day a lot. So it's not like team meeting happened, blah, blah, blah. You know, like those are things that just happen over the course of the season quite often. But I do think that the reality is we all need a place to be human, and to understand that, you know, hey, if it's not going great, what can we all do to make it go a little bit better and have a great, enjoyable experience? And that's what we'll work on.
In that respect, you came into the season with super high expectations. Those are all gone now, for the most part, at least outwardly. Is this a situation where this team can maybe embrace like the underdog status again?
No, I don't. You know, I don't even think about that stuff, John. I really don't. I do think that for whatever reason, some of that has affected our response to adversity. There's no question about that. And you look at some of, you know, all year long, and I said this the other day, we haven't stayed in the moment in games, and we haven't moved on after as well as we need to. But if you just stay the course and don't worry about things you can't control, and try to be the best teammate you can be, and try to do your job as well as you can, none of that other stuff matters. And that's the places where we fell short. Not you know, necessarily responding or not responding to expectations, or putting an underdog on our chest, or whatever that is. Thanks.